In this video, I'm going to show you a number of tips for acoustic foam panels, putting them on the wall and how it looks once it's set up. Right now, you see I've set up a little setup here, and this gives you an idea of the finished product. It took me a while to get here though, so let me show you exactly how this works. I've got this front camera and I've got acoustic foam set up to allow the echo not to be as prominent. So let me go over to the standing desk and show you how that feels and looks. So you can see now, if I come over to this desk, we've got the acoustic foam. You can see some of it here because I'm in a wide shot. You can also see some cables there for the lights that are set up above. All of this will be shown in the video that's coming up right now. So to give you an idea of how it looks and how it feels. The main purpose of this is when I do this angle here, when I'm showing examples and showing close-ups for the Amazon live show, I want there to be a nice backdrop, and you can see just there, you can see the diamond setup of the acoustic foam, as well as if I go back to this screen again, I'm using my remote to change. I'm not still sure about this. It looks okay, but let me show you what it would actually look like when I zoom in slightly. That gives you an idea of what it will actually look like. So when we're looking at examples, and I moved over from my seating desk shot to this example, you can see there's a multiple cameras set up here to give you close views of intricate details. So this kind of helps you with that whole setup and how it sounds. So right now this microphone has been plugged into a mixer. I'm using these acoustic foams in different ways to see what works well for me and how I can improve it. So let's go on to the next clip now, where I'll show you how I set this up and the tips of why it's good to use nails and little pins to hold the acoustic foam up as opposed to sticky tape, because that just kept falling off for me. It was a nightmare. I'll come in the next day and they were just peeling off the walls. So let's go to that clip now. So what is the purpose of adding foam panels to your setup? Well, it helps you quite a bit. You'll see here I ordered some foam panels. These act as a soundproofing material. If you're setting up a studio, you can actually add these to the wall. So what I'm going to do is put these up and let you know how easy they are to apply. You can actually get adhesive spray that you can spray in the back of these and stick them on, but that's not what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be adding them on, and then once they've done, I'll show you a clip of them and you can see how they perform. Okay, so I asked in my community tab about what I should do with the beam behind me. So thank you to everybody who commented. I took your feedback on board. It was a tricky decision, but I ended up going with a grey black foam. So you'll see how that kind of comes through now. Okay, so we're going to dive straight into the process here. I basically got all the foam. I had double-sided tape. I tried this, but it was not successful. What happened was the day after, everything just fell onto the floor. I think it expands the foam slowly, so as it moves, it kind of fell over. So I did an alternative method, but it was a good dry run. I basically added all the foam panels on the beam behind me, as you can see right now. And I'm basically using double-sided tape in each corner, adding it on, seeing how it looks, adjusting it around. And then I was thinking of putting it on the side wall as well, because on the left camera angle, when I show close-ups, you can see that back wall behind me. You can also see on the ceiling that little job, DIY job of hanging the light off the ceiling. That did not work out great. It was a temporary solution, and it was just to get the feel of the light. And also you can see the light in shot on the right hand side here. So I will be adjusting those in this video as well. So the idea here is fixing the foam panels on the wall as well as sorting out the lighting. So here you can see, while I'm showing stuff close up on my Amazon live show, things are visible in the background, like that wire behind me, and the wall is plain. So I ended up doing a better idea, which you'll see in the thumbnail of the video. Here's that little jobby with the light. So what I did was I basically took the lights off. I added an extra beam on my ceiling, a wooden beam, which allowed me to attach the lights on there, which made it a lot better. So if you're in your own property, you're fine doing this because you can nail and screw what you want. If you're renting, then you might have to think of an alternative idea. But you'll see here, it kind of instantly gave the desk better lighting. So I got my step ladder out and did a bit of testing, and you can see the desk is lit well, and these worked very well. That's a shot of the ceiling showing those lights. Again, these are the newer lights, and you'll see how I progressed through this. I had some old media, so when the foam panels fell off, I added my old floppy disks and stuff in the back to give it like a bit of a retro feel, but it was a bit distracting, so I definitely wanted to put foam up. So with the foam, I tried it in diamond shapes as opposed to square, and I left a gap in between, because like a lot of people mentioned in my community tab, the black kind of makes me not stand out as much. So they had a good point about making me stand out by like a different color. So in the end, I thought, what about if I do an alternative and put a foam panel and then leave a gap. And you'll also notice now I've got really thin pins that I'm pinning in the middle of the foam, and these actually held up a lot better than the double-sided tape. So here now you've got like that little triangle of the white and the black, so it's not as bad. If I stand in the right spot, you can still make me out from the difference of the background. I will have a backlight anyway, and again, this is not an ideal situation. There's not much space here, but it's making do with the space that you do have. And you can see in the last few images how this turned out. And it looks quite nice, to be honest. It kind of looks a bit professional, and I was thinking of doing two colors, but I think I might leave it like this because I've got the little inserts of additional media in between the gaps. It was a quick look at acoustic foam and making the best from what you've already got. You noticed I gave you a few tips there to make the best of hanging them up. So what I'll do right now is I'll link you to another video right here, which you can check out to get you going on your studio. I had the custom standing desk made as well, so you can check that video out and how I set the lighting up. I'll see you on that.